Okay, 8th grade, we're on to our last method on how to solve systems. With this, there's going to be a process of 3 different ways equations will be given to you. In each way, it's going to look a little different. It's going to get a little harder as you go. So I'm going to go through your first step with you, your first process. You're going to go through in class today, and you're going to do a worksheet. After you do those 5 questions, then you're going to do an exit ticket, and then you'll move on to the newer equation. So I'll show you what I mean in class. So we've already graphed equations. We've already graphed systems. Of equations, and when we graphed, we wanted them in the form of y equals mx plus b. We've used substitution, where one of our equations was x equals or y equals. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to use elimination. So elimination we're going to use, well, first of all, elimination sounds like eliminate, and if you know anything about that word, it means something goes away. So when we use elimination today, one of our variables are going to disappear or eliminate. So we're only going to use elimination when our linear equations are in standard form. ax plus by equals c. So if you remember from yesterday, substitution, one of our variables had to be alone. So notice again in our linear equation, neither of our variables alone. They're attached with something and they're on the same side of the equal sign. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first question. So now we're going to use elimination, and this first way is called simple elimination. So take a look. Our question wants to know use what you've noticed about adding equivalent expressions to solve the following system by elimination. So take a look. One thing I want to point out to you is look at your variables. You have 4x and negative 4x, positive 8y and positive 2y. If you notice for step 1, the coefficients of what variable are opposite? 4x and negative 4x, those are opposite. So I'm going to put x there just so I know. So since 4x and negative 4x are opposites, that means if I were to add down 4x and negative 4x, those cancel out. They eliminate. So now when I add everything else down, 8y plus 2y gives me 10y. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. 20 minus 30 gives me negative 10. So now if you notice step 3, I need to solve for the only variable remaining. The only variable I have left is y. So that means I should be able to get y alone. 10 and y are attached with multiplication. Undo it with division. My 10's cancel. I'm left with y equals negative 10 divided by 10 gives me negative 1. So now I have my y value. Now, so I can say y equals negative 1. So now I need to plug my solution of y equals negative 1 into either equation. So I take a look. I see the top equation has all positive numbers. I kind of get scared with negative numbers, so I'm going to use the top one. At this point, it doesn't matter which one you use. So if the person next to you uses the second equation, that's fine. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to rewrite my equation. 4x plus 8y equals 20. And now when I rewrite it, I'm going to substitute. I'm going to put negative 1 in place of y. So I still have 4x plus 8 and it's times -1 equals 20. So now I'm going to do the math. Positive 8 times -1 gives me a -8. And again, I'm going to bring everything else down. So I have 4x minus 8 equals 20. It's a two-step equation. So again, I'm going to eventually solve and get x alone. I can't do that because the 4 is in front, but I also can't do that because this -8 is here, or -8. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. That's the opposite. My -8's cancel. My -8 and +8 cancel. I'm left with 4x equals 28. 4 and x are attached with multiplication. Divide by, do the opposite. Division. I get x equals 7. So now I have x equals 7. Now I'm going to write my answer as an ordered pair. So my answer, remember your ordered pair is xy. So it would be 7, -1. Last thing is I need to check. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. I'm going to start with the first one. It was 4x plus 8y equals 20. I'm going to plug in 7 for x. So it's 4 times 7 plus 8 times -1 equals 20. 4 times 7 gives me 28. 8 times -1 gives me -8 equals 20. 28 minus 8 gives me 20. And 20 equals 20. So now I know that 7 -1 works in this equation. I still have to go back and do my check for my second equation. So I'm going to rewrite my second equation. -4x plus 2y equals -30. And again, I'm going to plug in my x and my y. So I have -4 times x, which is 7, plus 2 times y, which is -1, and it should equal -30. So -4 times 7 gives me -28. 2 times -1 gives me -2, and it should equal -30. -28 minus 2 gives me -30. So -30 equals -30. It checks. So now, in class today, you're going to do a worksheet just like this example, and then you're going to do your exit ticket. After that, you're going to watch another video because then we're going to do elimination, but it's going to be a little different.